Mr Turnbull, recently a contractor who works on Manus Island was returning to his work there, and in very low tones he said to the editor of the Australian Adventist Record, "It is terrible the way they treat the people there. They are treated worse than animals." Will you visit this concentration camp and see it for yourself?
Well, thank you. Thank you for that invitation. It is the Manus Island facility is managed by, as you know, by the government of Papua New Guinea. We are satisfied that the conditions there are not as described by the contractor you referred to. Look, I recognise all of us, everyone. None of us have hearts of stone. All of us understand how harsh it is, our policy is, in terms of its impact on particular individuals. Of course, the gentleman we refer to there, he has other options as well. Doesn't just have to come to Australia. But the thing we know is that the alternative to, if we abandon our strong defence of our border, there's no point being mealy-mouthed about this. The Labor Party did this in government. They ran in Kevin, remember Kevin 07, Kevin from Brisbane, I'm here to help. He said he was going to turn back the boats and he was going to maintain a tough line on border protection. He did neither. And that's what we got. So we know what the Labor Party's track record is. Now, believe me, the alternative to the approach we have at the moment is not a theoretical one. You know, we are not, you get a lot of discussions. We were talking a moment ago about company tax. How do you know it'll do this? How do you know it'll do that? Somebody says this, somebody says that. This is not theory. We know what happens when a Labor government is in charge of border protection. They drop the ball, they don't have the conviction to keep the border secure, and you have unauthorised arrivals, you have thousands and thousands of people in detention. Okay. There were 2,000 children in detention in Australia at the end of the Labor government. Do you know how many there are now? None. And that's because of the fact that we have a strong policy. We have closed 14 of 17 detention centres in Australia. We've been able to do that because we have stopped the boats. Now, I grant you, it is tough. It is tough, but the alternative is far worse, and that is what I, as Prime Minister, that's the tough choice that you entrust me to make as this nation's leader.
All right, our questioner just stood up again. A brief one, because we've got to move on to other topics. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking of the homophobia response that you made only last Thursday night, where you said that our democracy is based on respect. The better we are at doing that and showing love is the best way for us to go. Why can't you take that concept and put it onto Manus Island?
Well,
can you do this briefly?
Thank you, and that's a very fair question. This is the problem. If we were to say to all of the people on Manus, okay, come and settle in Australia, that would be the biggest marketing opportunity for the people smugglers you have ever seen. The boats would be setting off again. It would be starting up. They would say, look, you know, get into the boats, give us $5,000, and don't worry, the Australians will let you in. And it would all start again. I promise you, the people smugglers are in the marketing business. They use all the social media that we use, Facebook, Twitter, all of that stuff. And they're very good at it. And any weakness on our part will be exploited by them, and the consequence will be women and children and families drowning at sea. So it's a tough choice, but that's my job, to make tough choices to defend Australia, to defend the integrity of our borders.
Okay, the next question.